Welcome to your Progress Natal Chart Report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you gain the utmost of quality from this report. January 19 is such a goated day because 29-degree Capricorn to me is the goat of the goats. You are like the master goat. And it's even more mind-blowing to me because your moon is in Virgo of the master. So you are literally like the master goat. I basically call moon Virgo, sun Capricorn, the master goat, right? You have the golden goat, which is moon Leo. And then you have the classic goat, which is moon Libra. And then you have the pure goat, which is pure moon Scorpio. But the master goat, the master director, goat meaning greatest of all time, right? Well, you know this. You're aware of this. But yes, the master director, right? But now 29 degrees of mastery, we're going to say the master director. All right. So as an Aries rising, I need you to walk around like your ish don't stink. Like you are at the top of the mountain. Capricorns kind of get this elitist reputation, thinking that they're better than other people. I need you to think that you're better than everyone. I'm just joking. But no, quite literally, this is legit. 10th house Capricorn. You got the Aries rising, putting all the signs in their proper house, Mars in its dignity on your north node. So you're going through a nodal return. And this is unlocking who you are. And this is a very, very, very good period to get this reading. Of course, the progressed moon moves 1 degree every month. So you have a 5-degree Aquarius moon, and in a month, it's going to be 6 degrees. Your sun is 6 degrees. So you are getting ready to enact the legendary Pisces signature, the 330th degree, that over the next 2.5 years will lead you into the 0 degree of activation through Pisces and start a brand new divine cycle. This is the sweet spot, my friend. I'm unless I'm immortal, I don't think I'll ever reach there. I'm barely getting through the Cancer transit. I don't know how Cancer does it, but eventually I'll progress in a Leo and I'll reach my south node. You are on the road to your north node, and everything is converging through destiny for you, because we have to make sure we're clear. As a 10th house Capricorn sun, you are a public figure. You are a public leader. You are someone who is meant to direct the universe, meant to direct collectives. And as an Aries, you still are an individual personality. You have all of it. You have the social soul, you have the individual personality, and you got the goddess level spirit, or the collective awareness. All right. And Neptune close to your MC is transcending a lot of traditional mechanics around how success is originally attained. Neptune adds this very unique reputation towards you. Some people could even think you're delusional because first of all, it gives you an alien construct. So I'm going to have to give you an alien construct article that you can reference. Even though it's not within 15 degrees, it's still in the same sign. So Capricorns with Neptune or Uranus in their sign are way different than any Capricorn you'll ever meet. I mean, you can say that about a lot of other archetypes, but I mean, I want to believe you're aware of this. So you'll see, of course, what that kind of denotes. But yeah, the influence of the MC is you really, not only incorporating supernatural power in the way you achieve success through your imagination, not only representing the psychic ability through your imagination to manipulate matter unconsciously, but, to really establish this legacy of success through being and making the dream real. All right. And being that Pluto as of current is quite literally next to your sun, you are wrapping up this awakening since 2008 that was meant to break through your legacy. Okay. Now your MC is in Aquarius. So your legacy has moved from being successful to being known. Okay. And as the moon will go over your progressed MC, you're going to come into a knowledgeable understanding of not only the success you're meant to come into, but you're transcending what you no longer need, because you're getting ready to step into a brand new Pisces sun cycle. All right. New moon, really. You were born with the Aries rising. You became a natural royalty through the Taurus rising progression. And now you're an angel. You are quite literally an angelic being. Okay. The Aries is grapes. The Taurus rising now took those grapes and turned it into fine wine. I'm someone who was born with an 8-degree Mars in Aries, and now my Mars has progressed into 1 degree. We see yours is 3 degrees. I was born like 1990, 3 years after you. So our desire, which is very reckless and instinctual, as a Gemini sun, I don't necessarily think before I take action. Can you believe the Gemini not thinking before they take action? But as a Capricorn sun, you're going to have a lot more maturity and power to suppress or control this. It's still going to be instinctual though. And before we can think, we've already taken action. And your Venus trines to it. So people don't know you are a hothead. Like you do have the Aries rising, but like the Venus, you could really go wildfire real quick and be wanderlust, but you still ground it. All right. Very naturally, with the analytical quality of your soul. Right. So now, the way you take action has progressed from power to now sustaining that stamina. And of course, finishing what we start. This Taurus rising throughout the past decade has now strengthened the value of your self-esteem by you embodying that royalty. And now you are expressing the final activation of this Aries rising before you begin to integrate your personality coming into the progressed Cancer rising. So this Gemini progressed rising is the true expression of your identity as an Aries rising, as an original, as a warrior, and an archer at heart. I see the Venus in Saturn. Your Venus, Saturn, Uranus is so innovative. Like, that's a huge deal. We need to talk about that. So now as a Gemini rising, you've gone from natural queen to angelic being, messenger, angel, and you are embodying the true healing communication that you have. Chiron in Gemini is a fancy way of saying you trigger the bejesus out of people just by talking. Like, people cannot stand how much you mercilessly just tell the truth. And I think with Uranus and Venus in Sag, you're very wild with it. You're very unconventional. Like, you're not going to really hold your tongue. And thankfully, Capricorn knows how to control it. But Saturn is going to be very shrewd in how you just say the right thing. And listen, and this is beautiful because it's all part of this cross. So this is the most magical part about you. This is literally like the bow that you shoot through the archer. Because people don't get the healing, but I feel like it's very unintentional with you. Like, just by how real you are, just by your very nature and raw, like, you could literally just say something not meaning to offend people, but because they're weak and fragile, they got offended. And it was the truth. It's everything they needed to hear. But it's not like you're going out of your way just to offend people. I think it's something that you've become to overcome and embody. But as a Gemini rising, you are fully expressing. All right. That being said, Venus is progressing to Capricorn. Its influence with Uranus and Saturn is very wild, but still very masterfully controlled in its innovation. This is like mad scientist energy. I'm not going to lie. It could be very inspirational in how you let your heart lead, but then let the Capricorn organize, and then Mercury, of course, process very knowledgeably and detached. Mercury is retrograding in preparation to meet this new moon Cazimi over the next, of course, 2 years. And it's interesting because that means we're going to have this new moon progressed in Pisces on Mercury retrograde. This is a divine activation of epic proportions. Okay. The cool thing about being born at the end of a zodiac sign is, as you can see, you were born 29 degrees Cap. So by 1 year old, you progressed into Aquarius. It basically just, what's the word? Accelerates the process of evolution and progression for beings like us who were born with 20 degrees to 29. By 10 years old, I progressed into Cancer, whereas for you, by 1, 2, you were in there. And by 4, you already activated and progressed on your Mercury and activated really this knowledgeable quality for processing, where Mercury has built this strength of knowledge and is now producing the effect of this knowledgeable quality of your brain towards, if you think of Mercury in Aquarius as the programming, Mercury in Pisces is the imagination that produces the programming of your mind. the quality of your mind. And now that you have this strong mind, how creatively can you imagine with it? Especially with Jupiter, that is, of course, not only in the legendary 12th house position, but expanding elements of unconscious habits and your beliefs about yourself, so that this feeds the proper information for you to analyze physically through your behavior and soul, through your understanding of analyzing other people's behaviors and how it balances with your own, amongst other things. So at 30 years old, you finish the Aquarius progression. And the significance of Capricorn progressions are as follows. Capricorn is graduation. So progressing into Aquarius means you become a TA, a teacher's assistant. You become a humanitarian. Okay. This is you manifesting the quality of the power of God. And you are now coming into the mind of God, and becoming the omniscient. So this is applying the discipline that you were born already mastering in Cap, so that, of course, you could become a humanitarian. To be honest, this is you stepping you into celestial quality. And now that knowledge has progressed into Pisces, to where you are becoming a divine being. This is now you becoming an ascended master. Okay. Whereas Gemini's enlightenment, Virgo's mastery, Sag is ascension, and Pisces is ascended mastery. So these are both masteries, but in between ascension, we have mastery and ascended mastery through enlightenment. So with that being said, this is very crucial, because of course the completion of this, by the time you finish Pisces, will have you fully experience the expression of this conscious awareness. And then you're going to integrate this into resetting your identity and stepping into a new fundamental direction to meet your destiny. We also want to take into account, you and myself both have Jupiter close enough to the sun to where we progress over our Jupiter. This is evolution. I'm actually on mine right now. And during that period, it quite literally boosts your life. You had a more prolonged one because this is at a much more divine level. So it's something to look forward to. In another 15 to 20 years, you're going to have that progressed range. And this is going to expand the quality of how you not only imagine, but affect reality through your magic. All right. And yeah, very, very exciting. The sun progressing into Pisces fills in a lot more comfort to the rigidity of Capricorn and the detachment of Aquarius. So the most significant thing, now that we set this up, that we want to establish is the progressed moon. You can tell a lot the nature of how something is going to feel, right? When my progressed moon went into the 9th house of higher education, which I saw after I graduated, I realized that was when I went back to school. And once it left the 9th house into the 10th, that's when I graduated. While it was in Sag, I was going all the time. When it was in Cap, I was booked and busy. When it was in Aqua, that was when I was understanding knowledge. I was coming back to, to me, that looked like going back to school. So, of course, you finished the Capricorn progression to tie around the end of this Aquarius signature so that you can understand the integrity and organization of where you feel the right people belong in your dream. Okay. In this world you are imagineering. All right. And now that the moon is in Aquarius, you are getting ready to transcend this understanding of knowledge so that this can quite literally awaken the final part and set up the activation of this new moon. So during balsamic phases like this, it uncovers doubt, whether projected by an entire collective here in Aquarius, or really just is the last chapter before you sow new seeds during the new moon. You're concluding the harvest over the past 14 years. And it's something to keep in mind because, one, as a progressed Gemini rising, this is also coinciding with Jupiter getting ready to go through your progressed rising. By the time Jupiter transits in your progressed first house, I want to say 2028, 5 in 2026, you're going to start this brand new moon in Pisces. So you want to look at the next two, which, so this last year and this year is Jupiter restarting this brand new 12-year cycle. But now that your personality has progressed, these first two chapters are now like the prologue. Unlike when you were born, they're now like the prologue to bring in the story that will begin 1 May of 2024 when Jupiter goes into Gemini, 2 2025 when Jupiter starts its cycle with the Sun Cazimi in Gemini, and then 2026 when it's in Cancer and you officially begin this new moon Pisces. So this is a huge setup. You're not only getting set up to really activate this properly, this is you becoming the divine being with this angelic personality. And this is going to really now shift a lot of the strength, knowledgeable base of this to pure magic. It's converting a lot of your cardinal powerful direction into magic in ways that now you've progressed and evolved to and will be controversial. And that's really the huge part here. With over the next 10 years, the sun that will square your Sagittarius magic is going to be overcoming a lot of doubt because of the unconventional nature of how everything you are aware of and doing goes beyond where science currently is at. And touring through this 12th house is really kind of having to deal with people just feeling you're wild delusional because you're operating on a level beyond their capability to understand. As stupid people call genius people crazy people, and you are going to be beyond genius at this point. And a lot of it won't make sense at first until you complete this conclusion. So you just have to have faith that you are really guided along through your own higher self, which is you at this point. But I have provided manifestation videos for you to watch, which would be great to really just stay in the state during this period. You don't have to wait until 2025 or 2026 for things to pop off. It's popping off now. It's been popping off for like a few good years, but just, you know, good insight about range and what to expect. You stay blessed as always. Thank you once again for ordering this report. And until next time, peace.